All right, so I got further on the little Apex debugger thing. I posted it on Reef to Reef, and one cool person gave some feedback, some ideas, and stuff like that. So let's go through it. So, first things first is you'll notice that every single probe and switch and outlet now has one of these guys, the little debug icons on there. I haven't gotten into the Trident yet because there's multiple nested in there, and I don't really know how I want to handle it when there's there's three values, there's two. So maybe we'll add that in time, but let's see what's going on here. So when you click on the debug guy now from the dashboard, we have a couple cool things, right? So over here it says um, it gets a list on the left of all the other outlets that are referencing it. So you'll see that auto water change add, auto water change remove, quarantine tank add, quarantine tank remove, and my mix new salt water outlet all reference the thing I just clicked on, which was the auto water change enabled. If you click on here, you see the code that it's doing. Like, all right, cool. So most of these are the same, but once you get to here, you'll see, oh, cool. Look, you get to get a quick bird's eye view of where these things are referenced. So oftentimes you end up kind of screwing with a probe or changing a value or something like that. You're like, who uses this thing? So this gives you the ability to see that. So let's close this guy out. The original thing that we did here was when you go to the cog, we added a little debugger. So you got the little bug icon here. When you click on that, the left gutter now has a couple little happy and sad messages depending on the state of things. But if an entire line is colored red or green, that means that the line determines the current state of this particular output. So here, when we highlight over this green guy, it says, always executes, great, sets the outlet on. And you get the little star there that says, this is responsible for setting this outlet on. The rest of these guys, it says, hey, all of these, since they're red, um, they were evaluated to false and didn't have an impact on there. But you can also do some stuff here, like I fixed the editing to make it a little bit better. I haven't tried it in a little while, so maybe it's terrible. But if you go ahead and edit any of this stuff, so I say, hey, if the salinity is less than 35, so now you'll see, hey, that line turned green, excuse me, or this condition, excuse me, in the gutter, it says, hey, this condition evaluated to true, but because that evaluated to true, since it's a then off, it highlights the whole line red, saying, hey, yep, this condition's true, which makes this line turn the whole outlet off because it says then off, etc. So we're not going to go ahead and save that. Let's hit refresh because I don't want to do that. That would break things. Now you have this little debug guy, or this is a question mark guy. This one just explains what all the color coding and stuff here is. So when you click that guy, this guy will explain what all these guys are, the gutter colors versus the whole line color. And it also has a programming reference guide kind of built in there. So that's kind of nice. So if you want to add like oscillations or defers, min times or whatever, and you don't want to go Google how to do it or whatever, you get a little quick reference here. Nice and easy. Cool, dope. All right, let's go back to the beginning here. The last little thing to show off is I buried a new option in this little question mark. So if you go to the question mark, you go to Explore. So this actually shows every single probe and outlet and switch that you have. I call them probes because I don't know what to call all of them at once. But at the same time, fallback and set are here. So this will give you a quick access to finding any of your things that you're looking for and see where they're referenced. So let's go to what should we look for? Let's go ahead and look for what's a good one. Which one? What do I reference a lot? This one's referenced a couple times. So you click on this virtual outlet, and it tells you, hey, it's referenced over here, but you can invert that and say, hey, show me everywhere it's not referenced. So just in case you had something that you cared about, you're like, oh, snap, I forgot to put that in, whatever. So quarantine Qt add, not referenced there. It's not referenced anywhere. Blah, 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 blah. The reef mat, probably not referenced anywhere. The booster should be somewhere. So if we could actually get a solenoid, let's search for sol. These guys should be referenced somewhere. So here, the solenoid out to the ATO, the RO booster talks about it. And who doesn't talk about it? Everybody else. There you go. And per request, it also has set and fallback, so you can see all your sets are here. So everything's set on, set off, set on, set off. Someone on Reef to Reef requested this. I put it in there. But you can see where all the sets aren't there. Fallback's an interesting one. So if you're like, hey, where's all the places where I don't have a fallback? You might want to go ahead and add some just in case you're there. So that is the quickie demo of this guy. It's close. As I was doing that demo, I found a bug. So, and I glanced quickly through it. So I don't know if you noticed that or not, but it's pretty quick. But anyways, the whole thing is now live and on GitHub. If you go there, same username I use for everything. Where's the stupid project? Somewhere here. Boom. If you go here, it's got a cool little README page that references how to install it, kind of talks about some of the features, has some screenshots, and that's pretty much it. It took less than a day. I wrote 0 lines of code. Claude did all of it. And I don't know, I think it's useful. Mostly did it because I had an idea. And whenever I kind of get an idea, I'm like, is it possible? I kind of have to chase it down to see if it's possible or not. Not even sure if I'll use it myself, to be honest with you. But hey, if it's useful for somebody, cool. If not, cool. Doesn't matter. It's free, open source. Go nuts, change it, do crazy shit. Go have fun. Bye.